Hello everyone, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Good morning from me to all you guys out there. It's Sunday, the sun is shining, and you know what? A weekend of no West Ham. No West Ham to ruin our weekend, but transfer rumours continue. And I'm here to talk about a man that if he arrives at West Ham, I think there's going to be a riot going on at West Ham, and that is Dominic Calvert-Lewin from Everton on a free. Before I get started though, please do smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell. If you want to become a member of the channel, check out the membership stuff. And I'm going to be doing some Ascot stuff probably tomorrow. Yeah, so if you check out the membership stuff, right, and if you are a member already, all the sort of horses that I think for Ascot will be going up probably tomorrow night. So yeah, do check out on there. But I'm here to talk about Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What are we doing with that? Last night, it was reported that West Ham are interested in seeing what the availability is of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Now, you might ask, well, what's his availabilities on a free? I think Everton have offered him a new deal. And I think West Ham are seeing how far along that's coming or whether or not he's going to sign for it. If West Ham go in and sign Dominic Calvert-Lewin, what are we becoming? Listen, the geezer is okay at best, right? He's injury prone. Yeah, he gets hamstring after hamstring injury. Where are we going? Like, and this is the fear that I've always had, and I've always said this for a long time about this summer. You have to get this summer right. A signing like Dominic Calvert-Lewin on a free isn't progressive to me. That's like trying to cover up shit. Do you know what I mean? That's basically papering over the cracks. And when you paper over the cracks, eventually the cracks do appear in the end. Listen, a few years ago, Dominic Calvert-Lewin was a good player. He was touted to go to Manchester United, Spurs for like £50 million, I think it was. But he's had injury after injury after injury. Are we in a position right now to take risks on players who are injury prone? I don't think we are. Yeah, maybe a few years ago we could have took that risk and took that punt. Now, I was talking to someone last night on X, and they were saying to me, it's a good signing. He's better than Antonio and Ings. He might be, but is he fit enough to be on the pitch for at least 25 games in a season? Because that's what we're going to need him for. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to come here on a big signing on fee, yeah, to be second choice. He's coming here to be first choice. Now, if West Ham go and sign him, I'm going to be majorly disappointed here. Do you know what I'm saying? But then, who do I look at? What can Potter do? Potter's up against it as it is, right? He's fighting uphill, and obviously the news of Emerson leaving, which I will get to shortly, is another bitter blow. Do you know what I'm saying? But with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, for me, it is scraping the barrel. As the title of this video goes, scraping the barrel, and it is literally is that, right? Where is the up and coming strikers? Now we've signed Cummins from Celtic. Yeah, I'd rather give him a go. Yeah, and bring in like up and coming players rather than a player that we all know ain't going to last a season. We all know he's going to get injured probably 10 games into the season. It's like there really is no point. And the anger for me is not at really Potter, if I'm being honest, because I knew this was coming. I knew it. I said it for months and months on E20. I said Sullivan's going to Sullivan's going to get in control of this window, and he's proving it right now with the links to the transfers. It is Josh Brownhill, Ramsdale. These feel like Sullivan signings here. Do you know what I'm saying? And we've got a major problem. We've got a major problem. Now, obviously, there is other stuff that's been coming out over the weekend. Vlasic thing where we owe CSKA Moscow, I think it is, £8.5 million. Just typical in our ownership. And if we don't pay that, we're going to get a transfer ban. Like, it is just one thing after another at this club. And listen, it happens at other clubs, but at this club, it seems to happen consistently. Do you know what I'm saying? To round it up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, if he signs for West Ham, I'm going to be fucking angry. Truthfully angry. And the anger in me will be coming out quite a lot in regards of it, because he's cheap. And the way I look at this now is there's no time to be cheap. Yeah, we need quality yeah, not quantity. And he's not quality, he's quantity at the end of the day. So, you know, let me know what you think in the comment section below in regards to that, in regards of Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Right, some people are going to say, yeah, it's a good signing, but like, let's take a punt on him. Let's not. Do you know what I'm saying? We just never learn, right? And we're too busy by looking at the name rather than looking at his fitness record. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you got Nicholas Füllkrug, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, might look good on paper, but doesn't mean to say they're going to be fit for the majority of the season. It really doesn't. I'm going to speak about Emerson. Obviously, I've done a video late on Friday night on the short, basically expressing my disappointment that he's leaving. Yeah, but I'm not surprised. I called it for months. I said it on here that I've got a feeling he's going. I think this is his last season, and it's sort of been like true to the word. It's come out. He's on his way. I don't know what we're trying to do. I really don't, and I really do hope West Ham have got a plan. Because if West Ham haven't got a plan, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. Yeah, and I've seen it with this club before, and some of the boys who come on E20 might not have seen it. Yeah, but people my age, people a bit older than me, have seen this before. This story one too many times, where we go into a season, we know we're light, we're signing shit, and it's going to be an uphill task. I can't believe that we're getting rid of so many of these experienced players. For what exactly? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's getting rid of players. I understand that. You get rid of your Guidos and your Carlos Solers and your Aaron Cresswells, your Fabianskis, because obviously they're getting older and you might need to bring in youth. But if you're going to start getting rid of Emersons, Kuduses, you've got to replace these players. And I don't think West Ham have the money to replace them. And that goes back to Sullivan at the end of the day. This all stems from David Sullivan. And David Sullivan is the root of the problem. And you've got to get him out of this club. I've been saying it for years, right? Ever since I've done E20, you've got to get him out. And if you don't get him out, this is going to be a consistent cycle. And one day, or what, not just one day, one season, the trap door could be open and we could fall straight through it. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. And people say, well, if we go down, it might mean that Sullivan leaves. It might also mean that he stays. Because he'd go, right, I need to get him back in the Premier League before I can sell. And listen, nothing's guaranteed in football now. Right, we've seen it with Leeds. We've seen it with Birmingham, who's a big club. We've seen it with many other clubs over the years. Blackburn, Middlesbrough, they go down and they struggle to get back. And listen, we're no different to that. We've got a passionate fan base, and we need to have the finances to match the passion. And I don't think we do at the minute. I think we have an owner in charge who really doesn't give a shit, if I speak the honest truth. And all he does care about is saving money and more money in his pocket. Now, I need to start seeing St. West Ham. I simply do. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin is not the guy. That's not the guy. He's bringing young players. Need to bring in players that are going to like enthusiastically uplift the fan base. If I start seeing Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Josh Brownhill and Aaron Ramsdale, I think you're taking the piss out of us all. Yeah, and that all goes back to the ownership of this club. Now, someone else last night turned around and said to me about Potter. He said, I'm looking to sort of throw stones at Potter. Listen, I actually look at Potter now and think he's got the biggest job on his hands that he's ever had in his life. This is bigger than Chelsea. This is bigger than fucking Brighton now, right? Because he has got, one, appease this fan base with a style of play that is going to go down well. Two, he's got to keep us in the league. Right. At present, me looking at top 10's a mile away, million miles away. This geezer's got to keep us in the league. If he can keep us in the league, we've got half a chance of being all right for the future. I just feel that a lot's gone on over the last sort of year, and it all goes back to the man at the top of the tree. And I'm so glad that people are starting to take note of that. There is still idiots out there who sort of say, oh, well, he's put money into the club trying to like defend him. You can't defend the indefendable, I'm afraid. You simply can't. When you are in a shit situation like this, you owe money to CSKA Moscow for Nikola Vlasic, £8.5 million. If we don't pay that, we get a transfer ban. You've got players that you're getting rid of. You're looking at players that are just not going to benefit us at any fucking time. Squad players at best. When we need first team regulars, like we need first teamers, it's a mess at the minute. It's a mess. And people say, well, the window's shut, James. Like what are you worrying for? The window's shut. It's good enough for Brighton. It's good enough for Manchester United. It's good enough for Aston Villa. It's good enough for all these clubs, but it's not good enough for us. Stop this. Stop this right now. Because you can say that to your blue in the face. I'm seeing between the lines, and what I'm seeing between the lines is that we are a club at the minute that are desperate to sell players, to bring players in, but no one wants their players. And they know that we're desperate for cash. So they're going to wait. They're going to get a knockdown price. They're going to get a knockdown price with probably now for Gued, which ain't a problem. But Mohamed Kudus situation is a problem because teams know that he is going to be on a lot of dough. It was going to cost a lot of dough. And they're going to think, right, West Ham need a dough. They'll take anything. And with our owner, he will take anything at the end of the day. So, yeah, that's my sort of Sunday video for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. As I say, if I see Dominic Calvert-Lewin here, mate, don't be on my reaction video for that. I think it's a disgusting signing. Called it for a long time. I said that don't be surprised if Dominic Calvert-Lewin turns up at West Ham. Yeah, because it's cheap. It's a free transfer. We're going to give him higher wages, and he'll go and get injured, and he's out for X amount of time. You know what I mean? And you know what? I'm just going to say this before I wrap it up in regards of Graham Potter. For me, I actually feel for him a little bit on this one because I think he's been stitched up. And I think Sullivan's got his man in place that if it goes wrong, it's all blame Potter. I don't think you can on this one. Yeah, my problem with Potter last year was the style of play. And people kept saying to me, wait till he gets his players, wait till he gets his players. Well, he's going to get his players, right? But is he going to get the right players that benefit him, or is it benefiting the owner and his fucking pocket? As I've always said, and listen, go and sign that petition. Yeah, need to get that petition going. You've got to get this fucking owner out, mate. If you care about West Ham United and you want the best, because I want the best for this club, right? I'm pissed off. We keep seeing mediocre shit and people just accepting it. I will just accept anything now because you know what? It's something. Fuck that. I've done that for years, right? When we've done that at Upton Park, when we was getting palmed off with all sorts of shit. Yeah, as I always say on this, from this channel, the moment you move for a purpose. Yeah, you got to show us that purpose at the end of the day. And if that means David Sullivan's got to get his hand in his pocket and put out some wonga, then so be it. And if you don't want to do that, David Sullivan, this is a message from me, leave. Simple as that. Leave. Because I want people who are prepared to invest in this club. I don't want people in this club just take from our fan base, who are one of the most loyalist fan bases going, but that's fading and dying now. And just taking the piss out of us. And you know what? This is also, I'm going to say this. I know I'm going on a bit of a rant, but fuck it. We've got to look at ourselves also and what do we want? Yeah, if we just sit back and accept it, then this is what you're always going to get. If you stand back and go, right, no, this ain't right, we're going to have to do something about this, right? And if we top up with Dominic Calvert-Lewin as a centre forward next year, from being linked with Hugo Ekitike, who's currently probably on his way to Manchester United from Frankfurt, and all these other players that we've been linked with over the last 2 years, to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's really taking the piss here? Us or the ownership? Anyway, from me to you, take care of yourselves out. Have a good Sunday wherever you are. Be safe, be well, be claret and blue. And on Monday, which is tomorrow, I'll be releasing a video on the members for a sort of competition that we're going to be doing. And want to get as many people involved as possible. So yeah, much love to you all. Take care of yourselves. Peace.